I just created a brand called One Unity. One Unity exists to help people connect with each other and overall help people connect with God. In that, I have waited many years to launch this brand. Overall, we have a clothing brand drop in this upcoming fall. Really excited, and I live right now in the Unity House. So eventually I would like Unity houses to be planted all over the country, maybe even all over the world. At this point right now, everything that we're building is a blueprint and a trial run for what I believe God wants to do in the future with upcoming communities. I remember growing up and seeing different groups connect over different things. So a good example would be sports. If you are a football player, you're probably gonna hang out with the football players. If you are a band person, you're gonna be with the band people. I started to notice this very early on, and for me, I was cool with everybody. I would go from group to group, hanging out with different people, and it was cool. But what got me is that's not normal. It's not normal for everybody to be cool with everybody. And really what I'm passionate about is bringing people together, using the things that make us human and connecting us together when it comes towards sports, music, food, culture, whatever that thing is. That is a human experience, and using those things as a means to connect people and overall help them connect with God. Overall, I spent the past couple years of my life as an evangelist, sharing the gospel and making disciples of all nations, equipping the church to make disciples of all nations. And that is on the inside of me, and it's never going away. Really, even going on college campuses and sharing the gospel, building prayer, outreach, and discipleship ministries. I feel like I have been given a blueprint by God to execute in this upcoming generation to fill a massive gap and help solve these three main issues. Number one, loneliness and isolation. Number two, identity and purpose. Number three, selfishness. I believe that selfishness is the origination of sin, pride, selfishness, this thing that puts me above other people. And when it comes towards the branding of One Unity, I'm really, really passionate about individuality as well as dying to self. Because overall, if you're not an individual, you can't fulfill the calling of God on your life that He placed you specifically here for a time and a purpose, giving you giftings that He did not give me and He didn't give anybody else. And there's that, and then there's also dying to yourself. So picking up your cross and following Jesus is what it means to be a disciple of Jesus Christ. And overall, there is no unity without denying yourself. And that's what a good friend, husband, father, son, wife, every role in life, and being able to build a brand around those things is overall what I would like to do. You're gonna start to see consistent themes within the brand where you connect with God through pain and through pleasure, through loud and silent moments, through chaotic moments and through organized moments. Being able to find God on the mountaintop and in the valley. There's going to see bringing a lot of things together and finding God in each situation in life. So I believe in a culture of honor, and I also believe in a culture of authenticity. So when you mix these things, the time and the place for everything, and I'm not ever going to have coarse jokes, sin, but at the same time, I'm going to have as much fun as possible and not over religiousize everything, if that's a word. Would like people to be able to take me seriously, honor me, but I would like to carry myself with professionalism, but at the same time, I'm going to be authentic and have fun and show you what it's like to live day-to-day life with me and with everybody in this house. I believe that what God is asking me to do is show the ins and outs of what a spirit-filled life with God looks like. Christianity is not boring at all. If it is, you're boring, not God. And I really decided to build businesses, be able to build family and community, show y'all what day-to-day life looks like. There's a lot of moving parts. So the people that I currently live with, I met Victor at Target. I shared the gospel with Victor at Target. Victor just got married on Sunday. Crazy. Matthew, I met Matthew at EOS, our gym. Shared the gospel with him. He gave his life to Jesus. He started coming to church with me. Now he lives with us. Brandon, I also met Brandon at church. Also was an evangelist over the past couple of years. The purpose of this house is to produce a specific outcome in our lives. For this house, what that looks like is going to be different than the future Unity houses. Eventually, what I would like to do is through the online community, I would like people to be able to fill out an application. And as y'all fill out the application and you meet people and you build relationships, we would go through a discipleship process digitally. And then eventually, once we get the team members of that home together, we would meet in person and figure it out from there. But we've been building structure in our own home for the past 6 months. And honestly, I've been in a waiting season for all of this that y'all are now seeing. I've been separating myself so that I can see overall what it is that God wants to do, be able to put language to it and clarity so that we can execute accordingly. So in our specific house, we have 4 20-something-year-old young men that are looking to build something beautiful with their lives. Now, each one of us is different, but we've become a family within the past 6 months of living together. And overall, being able to prefer one another above ourselves is the very foundation of our house. Servant leadership, getting rid of that selfishness on the inside of us that says, oh, I'm going to exalt myself above my brothers, my family. No, we began this house, we started to have those conversations right away. And because of that, we've become closer. And when there's moments where there's tension in the home, we lean in. We have those types of conversations because we're family. I've seen so many situations where people avoid talking about something when it's small, and because of that, they just stop talking and it doesn't go well. So we don't do that in this house. Overall, I'm very grateful for every single individual in this house. Victor currently is working selling mobile homes. He's in the real estate department. Matthew currently looking for jobs in the oil field. I personally work at a fine dining restaurant. Brandon works at Starbucks. And I believe that our mission is wherever our feet are, and that we're going to live a life on mission no matter where we're at. Be a light and salt to the earth, that we can properly represent Jesus everywhere that we go. We just went through this long process of finding the correct manufacturers with our One Unity clothing brand. It's been interesting because we looked to China, we looked to Pakistan, we looked to United States manufacturing. What we found with United States manufacturing is it's overpriced, under quality. The shipping times aren't as long or even expensive really, but we didn't want to go the cheap route. We didn't want to go the print demand easy route. We wanted to produce high quality clothing. It's a brand, so it's streetwear, pump covers, it's sweatpants, it's leisure clothing, and we really are producing it for young, lively people. It's not be for everybody, and I think that when you're producing something like clothing, you need to know that whatever you're doing isn't good for everybody, and that's okay. And if you try to create it for everybody, no one, because it's probably gonna hit the way that it's supposed to. So we went this long process of figuring out which manufacturers to go with. So we chose China, and the reason why we chose China, regardless of the tariffs, regardless of whatever is going on, we went that route because China has best manufacturing, and we wanted to choose winners from day one. And we're willing to pay more money now and longer shipping times now so that we get high quality product. And we are to build long-term relationships with our manufacturer, so that overall we are built to last within our business. So our first clothing drop is going to be on Black Friday this upcoming fall. And we've ordered our samples and we're about to do our photo shoots. I just wanted to be very transparent, just showing y'all the full process, what this looks like. I've been posting content between 1 to 2 times a day over the past probably 3 weeks. And it's just a day-to-day grind. So within the online community that we're gonna be launching through Discord here pretty soon, is we have a challenge called Project Purity. And overall, it's a 30-day challenge designed to get rid of everything in between you and God for 30 days. And that looks different for everybody, but we've did it so that it's customizable for your specific needs. And we're going to be releasing a digital workbook and a physical workbook as well within the same timeline. And I'm really excited for y'all to see everything that's about to come. So now this begs the legitimate question of demand. So you may ask, Wells, why would people want to live in a house with people that they don't know in some random place, all on mission to do what? So the answer to the question is, I'm just building what I wish I had, and I'm seeing these main 3 problems of identity, purpose, and selfishness. I needed to get pruned out of my own life. I'm seeing that in so many, particularly young men, from like 18, like 30, mostly, that dreams and ambition to do something with their life. And they need to be in the right environment with the right brothers and team and community around them to help them execute. And what people are going towards currently is like a fraternity type lifestyle. They're going towards things that are perverted and cause them to live a life of sin. Whereas you can build an environment of health and be able to execute the vision that God has given you, and not let the vision become an idol in your life. And you can actually build family. So no one in this house currently, the Unity house of today, is from this city where we currently are living in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm from Nebraska. Victor is from Juarez, Mexico, and then El Paso, and then you go to Austin, and then you have Brandon, who's from Corpus Christi. You have Matthew, who's from small town Texas, and then he moved to San Antonio before he came here. So none of us are even from here. So I'm seeing that a lot of people that move from one place to another place and they get reestablished, their living situation is not healthy. And it's not family, it's a roommate situation, and it's tough. So not only helping people find the right people to live with, but we're also giving them structure and helping them build an environment that is healthy to produce the outcome that they would like to produce in their life. Also, from a business logistics perspective, when you're looking at the trends of what is happening right now in the content creation space, the streaming space, there's a lot of content houses being produced. So now what would happen if we created content houses for the glory of God, and the expression of each individual in that house being pillars of that house? What would it look like if they were empowered to go and execute that vision that God has given them? And right now, the target audience for this, for the Unity houses, is young men. But eventually, it's gonna turn into something more later on down the line. But really, I would love to just pour into and disciple specifically young men to be raised up to one day become husbands, fathers, and leaders within their community. The very last thing that I have to say is that I am not the expert. I'm not positioning myself as an expert in my space, even though I am educating. Really, my role is to just bring people together and keep Christ at the center of everything that we do. As long as I steward that with intentionality and intense presence, just being around and being intentional, I believe that everything's gonna work out the way that it needs to. And I really do see the community, because I'm submitted to leaders in my life. I believe that there's going to be experts are in the space that can pour into people much better in different ways that personally. So I want to see a family come together all over the world, and it's happening right now through content. I love you guys, and whoever's watching this, hopefully I can meet you soon. God bless.